Welcome back to Living Local. A preventative prescription is being hailed as a game changer in the fight against HIV and AIDS. What's known as PrEP is offered by a local group that provides services for those who are at risk of contracting the disease. And Marketing and Communications Director Tyler Mitchell is back with us in studio in this segment sponsored by the Project of the Quad Cities. Thank you, Tyler, for coming back in.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much.
So what is PrEP and exactly how does it work to prevent HIV transmission?
Sure. Yep. So, of course, we'll start off with that very medically pronunciation. It stands for pre-exposure prophylaxis.
Okay.
And to kind of get to the core of it, when a person is exposed to HIV, right, the virus immediately starts to duplicate and replicate in the immune system, right? And it specifically attacks something called CD4 cells. So where PrEP comes in is when you take that medication, it actually kind of forms a type of armor around the CD4 cells.
Okay.
And helps to protect them from that HIV infection.
So how effective is this in stopping HIV transmission?
PrEP is remarkably effective. So if taken as prescribed, which is usually daily, PrEP is actually 99% effective in stopping HIV transmission from sex. And that, of course, is one of the primary ways that folks become HIV positive is through sexual contact of some sort.
Yeah, we've come a long way, right?
We have, yeah, and you know, I think it's a really cool thing, and a lot of people in our community have no idea that PrEP exists, and there are folks who, frankly, should probably be taking the medication, right,
Yeah.
so that we can prevent another person from becoming HIV positive.
So what about side effects? Because I know a lot of folks, that's the first thing that they worry about.
Right, exactly. So the great thing about PrEP is that the side effects for most are non-existent, right? Typically, on occasion, when a person first starts taking PrEP, they might experience maybe nausea or headaches or an upset stomach, but those typically subside over time. There are some long-term side effects. PrEP can possibly, but although very rare, have an impact on bone density in the kidneys and liver. But the nice thing is that we at the project monitor those side effects in people if they're experiencing them with a visit every 3 months.
Okay, checking that blood work to make sure everything's...
Yep. And again, I want to emphasize that those are very, very rare that people experience those side effects, and the benefits of the medication for many outweigh those minimal risks.
For sure, it sounds like it. So who is recommended to take PrEP?
Right, yeah, so you know, any person of any gender or sexual orientation can certainly take PrEP. What we often find and who we recommend, anyone who, what we call is a man having sex with men, right?
Okay.
So anyone who might be at an increased risk of that HIV exposure, anyone who might be injecting drugs. You know, we see that a lot these days, particularly those who might be sharing needles or what we call works with each other. You know, there's an increased risk there of becoming HIV positive. So it's very important for those individuals to be on the medication. And, you know, if you personally say to yourself, I think this could be of benefit to me, then, you know, we hope folks will come in and have a conversation with us about that.
For sure. So you offer this in a full clinic.
We do.
Full service clinic,
Yeah.
I should say.
Yep.
What other services does the clinic offer?
Absolutely. So our clinic, we provide same day STD and HIV testing.
Okay.
So what that means is anyone can come in and receive services in our clinic. Insurance is not required in order for those folks to receive services. And the great thing is, because as you kind of mentioned, we're full service, we have a lab and a pharmacy attached to our clinic. So you can come in, we can test you, potentially diagnose you for something that same day, and get meds in your hand before you walk out the door. So we're all about getting rid of as many barriers as possible.
And you said you don't need insurance. Or
You don't.
do, yeah, I mean, it covers that.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know, I always tell people, if you have insurance, you know, fantastic.
Yeah.
We'll certainly take it. But we don't want a person's insurance status to get in the way from them accessing prevention, right? Like, how unfortunate would it be if a person somehow became HIV positive and couldn't access PrEP because of an insurance issue? So we work very, very hard to make sure that our services are available to everyone.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, and
so wonderful.
Yeah, and that includes for PrEP. So
Okay.
that's a medication. We can enroll folks in programs to ensure that that cost is covered.
Okay, so if folks want to learn more about this, where do they go?
Absolutely. So please go to our website, tpqc.org, and they're more than welcome to give us a call as well, 309-762-5433.
Just rolls off the tongue.
It does. I've said it a lot at this point.
Tyler, thank you so much for coming in.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Okay, again, this segment was sponsored by the Project of the Quad Cities. For more information, check out tpqc.org, and we'll also have all those details posted on ourquadcities.com.